Welcome back, everybody. Now, so far we came up to the point of while loop. Now, imagine we have a huge loop and we accomplish a task in the middle of the loop and we don't need to run it anymore. So, there should be a way to stop the loop, right? So, for that, we can use the break statement. Okay, so simply we can use the break statement to break out from the loop. Okay, so for that we use break statement, and it basically breaks the loop from further execution. So once it breaks, flow returns to the place where the for statement ends, and it returns to the main program after the code block inside the loop. Okay, so it works both with for and while loops, and there must be a condition to check whether to break or not. Okay, so that means basically we need to check that condition and then call the break statement. Okay, otherwise it doesn't make any sense. Okay, so here is the syntax for break. So we have a loop, okay, and in this case a for loop, and we check a condition and break the loop if the condition is true. Very important that it's if this condition become true, and then we break, and same with the while loop. Okay, all right. So what if we have multiple iterations to accomplish? Okay, so in that case, both for and while loop can be nested. Okay, so nested means you run a loop in another. Okay, sometimes we need to do that, right? So usually it's two nested loops, but sometimes it may be three. But if it's more than three, then your code gonna become too complex and cumbersome and hard to read. So if your problem needing more than two, think about it again to make it maximum two nested loops. Okay, so right now we're going to do some practice with both the break statement and the nested loops. Okay, so the problem is this. So write a Python function to print following pattern. So numbers like this up to 100 using for loop. Then break your loop after sixth line. Okay, so let's first try to accomplish printing all of it. Then we can apply the break statement. Okay, so I'm going to go back to understand process. Okay, I have it over here. So let's try to digest what's need to happen over here. Okay, so we are printing starting from 1, and then after 5 printing of numbers, we go to the next line and start from where we left. Okay, so if we count number of lines over here, we have 20. Okay, because it's 1 to 5 over here and then 6 to 7. So if we so there are 5 numbers per line, so up to 100, so that means there are 20 lines. So basically number of lines, so we can write it lines equals 100 divided by 5, which is 20. Okay, so we are going to, so this is an iteration, right? This is an iteration in which we are printing numbers, 5 numbers in a line 20 times. Okay, so that seems to be our outer for loop. Okay, so in the inside we need to print horizontally 5 times. Okay, so in the inside we need to print horizontally 5 numbers, and as we print we need to increment the number. Okay, so basically, and then once we are done with printing next line, the last number, we need to start from the next number in the next line. Okay, so let's basically, so line start, if we take this, okay, so like this, so next line, okay, next line starts with 6. Okay, and likewise. Okay, so basically every time we go into a new line, we start with the number next to the end of the first iteration's number. Okay, so pattern pretty much says what we need to do. Okay, so by thinking through and reading the question and then writing few things like this, we sort of understood what needs to happen. Okay, so let's write our match. Match is going to be, we can write the previous solution, previous problem. Okay, so more importantly, plan. Okay, so plan is basically 1. Okay, so it's, we can directly go to the outer for loop, and outer for loop needs to happen 20 times. Okay, and in one of the iterations, so there are 20 iterations in the outer for loop. In one of those iterations, we need to iterate one more time 5 numbers, printing 5 numbers. Okay, so 4, so we are writing the outer for loop plan. Okay, so 4 lines, I'm going to take expressive names in, we can write range from 1 to 20. Okay, okay, and we are in the next step, basically we are inside the for loop, so 1.1. Okay, okay, 1.1, and we're going to start our next for loop 4. Okay, now we need to print horizontally these numbers, so we have to go with another range. Okay, so for that range need to be updated in each of the iterations. So I am going to take 2 start values, 2 start and end values. Okay, for that, okay, for this out inner for loop. So in fact, that's going to be my first step. So start equals, this is the place where we're going to start, so it's 1. Okay, and stop. All right, stop is going to be, okay, the stop is going to be 5 initially. Okay, so 5. Okay, this is going to be our third step, 3.1. Okay, and now we are going to, for now these are numbers, not lines, so numbers in, okay, in range from 1 to, oh, we have to write start to stop. Okay, now we are inside that for loop, so it's 3.1.1. Okay, okay, now we print. Okay, print, how do we print? Print horizontally. Okay, print numbers and with the space, so end equals space. Okay, so well, it's still we are in the plan, right? So let's print numbers. Okay. Okay. And then at the end of this for loop, okay, so the next step 3.2, now I have to update my new start. Okay, my new start going to be number 6. After I reach to the end of the first for loop, my new start going to be the end of that value, right? So new start going to be the end. Okay, so the stop. Okay, so now I need to update that. So start going to be stop. Okay, and stop, what is going to be stop? Stop is going to be 3.3 step. Okay, stop is going to be start plus 5. Okay, okay, all right, so let's, and then we updated. So next time we go into this for loop, we'll have the new updated start and stop values. Okay, so at the end, and then that would be it, right? So basically we are outside of the program. So let's try to convert these into our algorithm implementation. Okay, so let's dev. Okay, print. I'm gonna get the same name and then I'm gonna number it as 3. Okay, in this case we are not passing any parameters, so there's no inputs. So it's a more special function, specialized version. Okay, so print numbers according to the given pattern or something like that. By the way, guys, you're gonna get one of this problem into the in the exam. Okay, all right, so so let's write. So for before that we need to initialize start and stop. Okay, start equals 1. Okay, and stop equals, okay, so we are going all the way up to 1 and 5, so stop is going to be 6. Okay, so 4, and for the outer for loop it's going to be simple range of 20. Okay, range, so we are, because we are printing 20 lines. Okay, so just 20 would work. Okay, all right, so something, all right, so let's, so we over here. All right, so now inside I have the other for loop. Now here I'm printing numbers, so numbers in range and start and stop. Okay, all right, so and then print numbers with the end equals space. Okay, and all right, so I think somewhere that's all right. So let's first finish this one. All right, and now we need to update. Okay, oh, I made a mistake. All right, so I'm gonna go full screen. All right, so let's see. I was Some mistakes I did over here. Maybe I have overwritten some of this. All right. Okay. So I may have done something overwritten. So I'm going to block this code. So let's go over here. So yeah. So let's this be 3. Okay. So now at the end of this for loop, okay, I need to update my new start equals end now. Okay. All right. So sorry, it should be stop. See. Yep. Okay. And stop equal start plus 5. Okay. And that's it. So let's try to run this code now. So I'm going to block this one for now. It's here. All right. I'm going to block this too. We don't need to print too much things. Okay. All right. It seems like our code worked. Okay. So, oh, well, just see. Well, okay, I didn't run the program that I wanted to run. So it's iteration. So it's on this one. Okay. Now here's what happened. So we got something going, but everything gonna get the pattern is gone. But we are printing all the way up to 100. So that's correct. So the logic is correct, but there's something going wrong because after each 5, it's not going into the new line. See that after each 5, it's continuing. Okay. So because this end character still the space, it's not the new line. So we need to break that. So how do we break that? After this right here, we can simply print a new line like this. Now this should work. Okay. So I got it working now right now. Okay. So 1 to 5, 6 to 10, like that. It all the way went up to 100. Okay. So now we need to break, right? Our problem statement says break your loop after 6th line. So right here, 6th line. So after 6th line, so that means I think, yeah, line 31. This after this line, we have to break. Okay. So we know that after 6th line, the start value would be 31, right? So at that point, we can break. Okay, so we add that code into our code. Okay, so it's over here, right here. Okay, so basically we're gonna break the outer for loop. Okay, so not in the inner for loop. Okay, so what we do is if, okay, if start is, let's say, greater than or equals to 30. Okay. Yeah. 30. Break. Okay. So let's see how this works. Okay. All right. Yeah. We printed only 6 lines. Okay. Just the 6 lines.